everybody out there. This is Tech Comics. I did another 40... Okay, I'm not going to edit this either. I did another 49-cent haul, and I couldn't believe I found some other really good books. I got to go through a lot more of them just recently, and I did find, you know, like some books that I knew of, but they were pretty much jacked up, so I didn't get them. But I did find these ones underneath my picture here, and these ones are in excellent condition. There might be one where, you know, a little corner over here might be just a little bit bent, but other than that, I'm not tripping about that. But there's still a bunch more I need to go through and look. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start shooting videos just 49-cent hauls, man, because I'm doing pretty good. There's my Darth Vader figurine that I had since I was like freaking, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, man. It's sweet. This thing would have been even more broken up, and it probably wouldn't be as good condition as it is if my brother didn't take it away from me a long time ago. I mean, he gave it back to me. That's why I have it. But I mean, when we were little, you know, if I did something wrong, he would always say he's going to tell mom or dad. So then, you know, I used to go, okay, I'll give you something. So I usually would give him something so he wouldn't tell mom or dad. And, you know, so I gave him a Darth Vader, and of course he gave it back to me, you know, because that's what my brother is. My brother's awesome. You know, he knew I'd want this, but he just took it. He was just trying to teach me a lesson, you know, like, hey, don't say bad words in the house. And it worked because, you know, I gave him a Darth Vader. But I got it back. But yeah, enough about my brother and me when we were little. But yeah, I got these books here, and like I said, I couldn't believe the ones that I did find. There were some, though, I had no idea what kind of books they, you know, what books they were, so I didn't grab them because I don't want to just start grabbing books, you know, right now that I have no recollection of what they are or what the characters are and stuff like that, especially if I don't know the artists. You know, I just want to stick to the ones that I have a good idea of what the story is, and I know, you know, some of the artists. But I'm going to see if I can go back to maybe and film some of these books, so that way, you know, if you guys see them and you're like, hey man, that's a great book, blah 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 blah, you know, kind of thing. Not the blah 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 part, but, you know, the part like, hey, I know that book, that's this artist, blah, you know, thing. Then I might, you know, I might be able to grab them then, and I'll know what I'm grabbing. Or, you know, hey, shoot, throw only 49 cents and you guys are missing some runs, maybe I can hook you guys up or something. But yeah, let's get to the books. But I picked up 2 copies of this. It's Midnight Massacre, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, and of course it says Blaze right there. It's number 13. Both of these books are in great condition. There's no spine ticks, there's no, you know, bent edges or anything like that, or any frayed edges on this book at all. I mean, I couldn't believe they were in this great a condition, and for 49 cents, man, I ain't gonna pass it up. And the book inside is just, it's awesome. I checked out some of the artwork. I wasn't able to read it too much because, like I said, I was just making sure they were decent and there was no writing or nothing stuck to the book. I came across this one too, Seprify. As soon as I saw this book, first person I thought of, Seprify Comic Guy, you know, and because of the name, you know, and the fact, you know, it's a service book, military book and stuff like that. Tales of the Marine Corps, which is cool, and it's the number 1. But I looked through this book and it's pretty cool, you know. I'll probably start picking up some of these books, you know, check them out. But I like this one. I mean, this one's cool, you know. And what's cool is, you know, it also will make me think of my dad too. Yeah, it's a great cover too. It's pretty sweet. It's number 1. And then I found this Amazing Spider-Man. It was the only one they had. There was another one where the cover, you know, it was clear up here where you can see Doc Ock, I believe, and you flip it open, you see the page, and it had, like, you know, Spider-Man on the front, and it also did on the back. But that book, it was all bent right here, and I was like, I can't do that. You know, I can't buy that book, it's jacked up. But the color in this book and all the advertisements too are pretty sweet. You know, it's advertising the Avengers vs. the X-Men books, which I have a few of those. That's a sweet looking cover too. I want to find that book, if anything. It's got Morbius in there and stuff. But see, these books, man, I mean, when I got there and I started looking at some of these books, I thought, oh man, none of them are going to be in that great of condition, because how they're kind of stacked up there on the bookshelf. But no, I mean, I found some decent gems in there. But yeah, this is a great book. I don't have any of these books in my collection. I found a Ghost Rider Hellboy. That's one of 2, which is a pretty sweet book. think this will be my first Hellboy book. I love Hellboy though. I love the movies, man. They're great. I found this James Albert. It's North Star Presents. You know, and of course he's acclaimed creator of The Crow, which I have a couple of his books, and I have one of them signed by him. And I came across this one, and I thought, oh man, I gotta pass this up. It's got a couple of spine ticks going down the side, but not that bad. I mean, it breaks just like not even a fingernail of color there, which is pretty cool. You know, not the size of a fingernail. But there's a lot of bad words in this book. It's kind of crazy. You know, they don't hold back on some of the language in this book. But it was a great find. I found another Grendel, War Child. So this will go up my collection. That's a sweet cover. Try not to block too much of the light. Then here I go on my Swamp Thing run. Got all of these for 49 cents. I love this cover, dude. It totally takes me back to those old style movie posters that you would see hanging up at movie theaters. It's pretty cool. This is number 152. That one's in really good condition too. It's got a little bit of an issue right there, but honestly, if it's just that small little spot and the rest of the cover is that beautiful, I ain't gonna trip. Here's another Swamp Thing, 157. This one's pretty cool too. I mean, all these books, like I said, I couldn't believe I found these. This one, I used to have this one, I believe, a long time ago, because I remember this cover. This cover is like, whenever I thought of Swamp Thing, this was the cover I always remembered when everybody talked about it. So it was pretty cool. I found it, you know, by Alan Moore. Yeah. It's number 49. That's such a sweet cover. Yeah, I started collecting Swamp Thing again because of my boy Cal-Ro, you know. When I saw how excited he was, a little tape there. I saw how excited he was about getting, you know, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. It took me back, and the first thing I thought of was this cover here. So it's just like bringing back my childhood all again. Yeah. So I'm collecting Swamp Thing now. I gotta read them, but I'm collecting them because of Cal-Ro, you know. This is number 104. It's Quest for the Elements. It's number, I guess it's the number 1, but the issue is 104. That's a sweet cover too. This is number 2 of the same series. It's 105 though. And this must be number Roman numerals. God, dude, my brain's not thinking. It's either 4 or 5. It's 107. That's a beautiful cover too. Purples and blues. It's pretty sweet. Okay, that's number 4. This is number 5. 108. That's a cool cover too. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this cover, dude. Or guys and girls. I keep saying dude. Like surfer dude. But yeah. And then this is number 6. It's issue 109. This is a cool cover too. I thought I had more of these issues because I came across a bunch of them. I was put them off to the side, but I must have put them back. So yeah, but this is number 6. So I almost got a complete run of that. I found this Conan too. This is sick, dude. That is such a badass cover, dude. You know, it says "Born on the Battlefield." I mean, dude, that is such a sick cover. It's number 8. And Kirk Basic did this one. Well, he has a hand in it. That's such a freaking sweet cover, dude. Came across some Lady Constantine. I think my brother was talking about this the other night in one of the YouTube shows, and I believe it was on Blast and Stash. I said it right this time, guys. I didn't say Stash and Crash. I said Blast and Stash. I think he was talking about this book. It was either on that show or it was on one of Don the Comic Book Junkie's hangouts that he does. Or not hangouts, but his show that he does. But I got a number 1, which was cool. It's the Hellblazer special. They also had some Clive Barker Hellraiser books there too. I was thinking about grabbing those, but you know, I wanted to stick to a decent limit. So that's number 1. This is number 3. So yeah, I'm missing, you know, number 2. But these books, man, I was, like I said, just surprised that none of these were jacked up or dinged up. You know, this is number 4. And I like these covers too. They're just beautiful. I mean, you know, because you go from the whites to the blues and this and the greens, and then you got the reds, oranges, and green. And that one, you know, it's just it's got a, you know, whole barrage of colors in there. But, you know, I mean, just to go from like, it's like dark in the background to that popping out, her popping out in the front, and him just ghostly coming from the back is pretty sick, you know. And then I found these. I figured, what the heck, dude? I remember this cartoon as a kid, and I think some fellow YouTubers have definitely been showing some of these books. But yeah, this is number 2, Masters of the Universe. It's yeah, of course, Image. And I believe that was Man at Arms, I want to say. What was the character's name? And I cannot remember his name, but I got number 3. Yeah, all for 49 cents. Couldn't have been happier. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vid. My fast talking and my rambling. But, yeah, you know, I love collecting comic books. It's a passion of mine. That and music and, you know, toy collecting and first and almost, you know, being a husband to my wife and, you know, having kids, you know, being a father and stuff to 4 kids, 4 wonderful kids. But you guys all have a great day, and please keep shooting vids. I've been watching a bunch of vids today and been leaving a bunch of comments and stuff, and some of these books these people have been showing have just been phenomenal, especially if anybody hasn't checked out 1208 somewhere. He just shot his vid that I tagged him for on showing 5 books that he'd like to get slapped, and I don't want to ruin it, but I tell you what, there was one in there, it freaking blew me away. I've never seen the cover, and it's such a beautiful cover. I wish I could give you a hint, but I don't want to ruin it. But you guys gotta go check out the books that he chose, man. I mean, they're great books, and he only stuck to 5. I mean, the guy stuck to 5. That's awesome. You know, of course I couldn't, and I think he said he would have showed more, but he wanted to really stick to 5 and keep the video short. Unlike my video now, it's going on 12 minutes. But hey, you guys have a great day, and thanks a lot for tuning in to Tat Comics Video Channel.